I want to talk about van conversions and things I learned during the process. But we're in France, we're by a beautiful lake. You buy a van so you can travel, so
I shut my eyes, trying not to speak, pretend that I'm dreaming. I smell your breath, not listening, but I still hear you screaming. Going under. One step away till you hear what I'm saying. Sounds like thunder. And the clouds are closing in. You see, I know this, but the last days in real life I've noticed. Losing focus, breaking up from our life as we know it. If someone had told me that I will take off and find something greener, greener than gold.
So it's been a year and a half since we bought the van and started the conversion process, and man, I think back to then, it seems so simple. We just thought, yep, we'll get a van, we'll convert it, it'll be easy. It was nice times. Then 8 months later, literal blood, sweat, tears being poured into the van. It was taken from the empty, beaten up work van that it was into the home that we have now, that we've lived in for 9 months full time and travelled through 5 different countries, 2 or 3 still to go. The first thing that I think is important to consider before even starting the conversion is choosing the right van. That is so important. It's like building a house. You want nice, good, strong, solid foundations and build from the ground up. And doing a van conversion is the same. It's your base, it's where you start from. And living in a van, it's such a small space, you have to make compromises and you have to prioritise the things that are important to you. And that's where choosing the right van comes in. Do you want a small van that's easy to drive in the city, that you can fit under car park height restrictions? Do you want an economical van with good fuel economy? Do you want a big van so that you can stand up fully without crouching down in? All these impact on which van you choose. For us, we are living in the van full time. I'm 6'4", so I wanted a big van where I could stand up in fully and wanted one long enough to fit a good sized bathroom in, which is what led us to pick the extra long wheelbase super high roof Sprinter. The Sprinter's also supposedly super reliable, but that didn't help us when our engine decided to explode. So keep your options open, don't just rely on name, and make sure you choose the right van. Next up is research the van, because each van has particular problems associated that make. For instance, these side panels are a huge problem and a massive design flaw that lets so much rainwater in. So we had to strip them off, fill all the holes with Sikaflex adhesive and put them back on. Sprinters also have a big problem with rust, so when the van was stripped out we made sure to go all the way through and angle ground any signs of rust inside and treat it with non-oxidising paint. The last thing that you want is to put so much effort over many months into the van, find yourself 1, 2, 3 years down the line, it's ruined because you overlooked a few simple things that was pretty easy to rectify. And third up is planning. Now I hold my hands up, I'm very guilty of not following this step. I'm more the school of jump in and get on with it, it'll work itself out. However, Lisa's very good at planning, so we balanced ourselves out. And it was so worthwhile having a full floor plan of the van with all the dimensions, so it's in our head, we were clear where everything went, and it saved us a lot of time during the build process. When you're doing the build, you just want to get on with it, you want to get your hands on and actually see a difference with making it and building it and the things that you're actually doing. However, planning doesn't really feel like that. For me, it felt like time spent away from actually doing the build. However, trust me, the more time you put into actually planning it, the easier the build will actually be. Planning a van also uses so much materials where your head is actually spinning, so for each stage of the build, when you're going to the shops to get the items for it, make a list of all the things you need, because I can't remember how many times that we went to the shops without a list and invariably ended up with having to go back and get the items again, which just wasted time on the build itself. There were so many days where we had a plan for that day. We wanted to finish something completely. However, we couldn't because we had to go to the shops to pick up something else, which was just very frustrating. So plan ahead what you're getting and you will be more efficient with your time and save time in the long run. Next, get some space. Where did we not do the conversion? We worked on the van in the driveway of my parents' house. Sorry Mum and Dad for reversing into your garage. We worked in the van in the car park of our flat. Sorry neighbours for waking you up at 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning angle grinding. And let me tell you, having that dedicated space where you can work in the van, it makes such a difference. It is amazing being able to have a space where you can make as much noise as you want without having to worry about bothering or upsetting anyone. You can leave all your tools, materials out, so you don't have to keep constantly putting them in the van, taking them out of the van, and it just makes the build process a whole lot easier. You don't think you can have any space like that? Just do a quick search online, look at local warehouses in the area, even approach businesses, garages that have spare space and ask if you can hire it out. That's what we did. We just did a quick search online, found a big car storage unit where people are allowed to work on their cars, and we're actually able to hire out for very cheaply, and that money paid dividends in the long run. And the final one, my favourite one, because it means you get to save some money, is negotiate. There are no two ways about it. Doing a van conversion is expensive. The items that you need for the conversion are very expensive. You're talking fridge, cooker, toilet, shower, batteries, solar panel, inverter, water pump, water tanks, other electrical items. And you're able to save money just by asking, can I have a discount? Now, the more you will be able to bundle together and buy from the one source, probably the bigger discount you're going to get. For us, we bundled together the fridge and the cooker, the solar panels and the inverter, and the awning and the bike rack, and it was really just as simple as asking, can I get a discount? In fact, pretty much all the places that we approached and asked for a discount gave us one. So if you don't ask, you don't get. And if you feel uncomfortable about it, just think the money you save can be put towards going travelling in the van, which is why you want to get a van in the first place. And the difference of the money that you save can equate to 2, 3, 4 weeks of travel, which is a no-brainer to me. And I hope that helps and at least gives you something to think about if you're starting a conversion yourself. If it did, hit that like button. It really does make a difference. It lets me know that you like the content and I should make more like this in the future. Subscribe to the channel as well. Still got a lot more of Europe to travel. It'd be great to have you come along with us. And get followed on Instagram where I post van stuff, travel stuff regularly. All links below. And until next time, I'll see you later.